Hey guys, it's me, Brendan. Welcome back to my channel. In a little bit of a rush today because I don't know if you can hear it, but the wind's a little steady. It's picking up. We're trying to beat out some rain, but I had to get out today because we're on one of my favorite trails, and we're going to a spot where I saw a little thing. I wasn't even expecting it there, so I'm gonna show you guys what it is. I do have to say it's an absolutely beautiful day, though. Even though it's cloudy. You definitely hear the wind. You could definitely see it moving. Mountain laurels are blooming. Even on the other side of the lake right there. It's just beautiful, and it's not too hot. Like sometimes, I don't like the winter, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a huge fan of when it's stupid hot out either. It's absolutely beautiful out here. But anyways, onwards and upwards, onto the spot. So Memorial Day weekend, last weekend, my buddy drags me out to go on a hike, one of my favorite trails, but he said that there was this mine, abandoned mine, all the way back on this trail, like off the trail though. So I go out with him reluctantly. I like not going out when it's super busy, but we're walking down the trail and I see this. This is wild strawberry. And pretty much the reason why I am excited about this one is because this is one of the first ones that I've identified by myself in the wild, because anyone who knows strawberries, it's exactly what a normal cultivated one looks like. So it has these leaves in 5 coming off a single stem, a little bit fuzzy, but I don't really think that's it's a factor of what it is. You could see in here, and I had to find another one. Because the first one I saw didn't have anything. It had these yellow flowers on here, and they just crawl along the ground. So they're edible, just like strawberries. You can eat the strawberries. However, there's 2 different kinds of wild strawberries. One of them has no taste. The other one has a slight taste. So this one, I really can't tell. I mean, they both look the same anyways. And I think they might have different colored flowers, but that's about it. But yeah, you see these? This is literally, look, right here. It's growing on the trail. It's just growing right here. Oh, here's a better flower right here. Look at this thing. That's the flower. Beautiful yellow 5-petal flower. And yeah, they definitely attract pollinators for sure. There's another one too, but they all grow everywhere. Just ground cover, they spread out. And they don't, fun fact, they don't propagate by seed. They propagate by rhizomes and things, their roots in the ground, and that's how they spread out. So all of these, pretty much probably from the same plant, or they got broken off, carried, did whatever, or they have leaders. When these things lead out, like this one, they go and they touch someplace else, and then they root down there. And then, if this plant over here gets damaged, or just that disconnects somehow because, you know, somebody's walking through here like they would, then now there's 2 plants. Alright guys, so I brought the Peterson field book today with me actually, and I'm gonna try to make a habit of doing that pretty much every time I go out, because I just looked up wood strawberries, or wild strawberries, and it has both of them right here. So it says wild strawberries, there's wood strawberries and common strawberries, and we're actually going to work on oops, something fell on me. We're going to work on identifying this one. So it says the wood strawberry is not as common as the following species. Flowers and fruit smaller on the stalks that usually rise above the leaves. And then for the common strawberry, it says hairy stalks with flowers and fruit do not rise above the leaves. So actually, just from seeing this, we're going to check okay, the stalk is definitely hairy. But you see this right here? Flowers rising above the leaves. And that might be this one thing right here, but let's see if there's anything else that would, okay, common strawberry, fields, open places, most of our area, which this book is for Eastern and Central North America, so that's what it means, is most of our area. It's like all over the place in Eastern and Central North America. And for wood strawberry, moist, rocky wood openings That's, yeah, Canada and U.S. south to, oh, Canada, northern U.S. south to M.O. Why am I blanking on that? And VA, so Virginia. So it has Virginia, that's not Montana, is it? All right, someone in the comments is going to have to tell me what that is, because, like, right now, I have no clue. And I was really good at geography and all that stuff, so we'll figure it out. But this, I would say, get away, mosquito. Oh, geez, should have wore bug spray. This, I would say, is the wood strawberry because of its place and location. So we're not in an open field. We're not anywhere around an open field here. There's a creek down there and going up a mountain this way. And just a side note, if you're in the woods on a day like this, heard that crackling, just make sure there's nothing above you, because you don't want to get clapped by a tree like that. And I mean, luckily the dead ones are sort of like better in the wind because they don't have sails like the rest of the trees do right now. They all catch the wind, but those dead ones, they're not shaking, they're not creaking. I am sort of nervous about them, but yeah, back to the strawberry. Wood strawberry, I would say 110%. Moist, rocky wood openings, and this is a wood opening. It's definitely rocky, and it's pretty moist considering, I mean, this I know from just experience, when it rains a lot, this becomes a big old run out, and just rain and water comes down through this thing. So, wood strawberry, and I'm happy about myself and just in general, and just like, I guess, congratulations guys. You witnessed the very first proper full identification with the Peterson book in the field. And I mean, I knew these were strawberries, but we actually identified which actual one it was. So the thing to do now is, one, figure out which one, the wood or the common strawberry, is the one that actually has a taste. And two, actually, we're going to look at this really quick. So, uses: fresh or cooked fruit, jam, tea. Although the fruit is smaller, wild strawberries are much tastier than domestic varieties. Oh, there you go. Use like cultivated strawberries, pectin needed when making jam. Dried leaves make a pleasant tea. Ooh, okay, interesting. So an extract of fresh leaves is rich in vitamin C. Okay, I'm actually going to try that. So I'm not going to take many leaves. Probably going to take like a bunch from one of these plants and a bunch from a couple other ones that I saw, like 2 bunches from here, 2 bunches from there, and we'll get back to the house and we'll see what happens. But yeah, so I'm just going to close this book, and if I have anything else to add, I'll add it after this, but as of right now, I'll see you guys back at the house. Alright, so funny story. Remember when I told you about 30 seconds ago that I was going to meet you guys back at the house? Well, I lied, because I'm going to make tea out of these strawberry leaves. They have to be dried. I mean, I could still see if I could make the extract out of them, but I'd rather try to see the tea. So I grabbed a couple of sprigs of that strawberry leaves, and when you do that with always foraging, just to let you know, you never just clear out a whole plant. One, you obviously end up killing the plant, and two, well, it's just not good. It's just not good. You want to pick here and there, get everything. You don't want to decimate a population of any kind of plant anywhere, because even though relatively abundant, it takes them a while to grow back. So, but yeah, what I'm going to talk to you about now, I guess, is because what we were talking about, or at least the Peterson book was talking about, was saying where to find them. So, just have to be able to identify certain places, like places that are either wetter or drier, and obviously, to find out, there's an obvious sign like this one. It's pretty wet around here. Yeah, there's a creek going by, so all along these banks, you're gonna see things. I'm just gonna detour around here. I haven't been getting rained on yet, but you're gonna see things that are usually like wet. I mean, there's moss around here. We're gonna cross this bad boy. Oh, look, this is that black birch, river birch. I'm gonna actually do the smell test. Is that? Thought that was a tick on there for a second. Oh yeah, that's her. That's her. But you could see from last episode, those leaves, super serrate leaves, and it's got that smell. So you'll see these. Anywhere you see a black birch, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes you will find them in a little more upland areas, but they love the water. Oh, actually, let's go. I see a big girl up there. Yeah, you're gonna hear me nerd out about trees. You see that thing? This is what black birches look like when they get big. Oh, actually, I sort of lied. There's no way. Oh, actually, yeah, no. Here, let's check. Let's actually check. Oh, yeah. Yeah, black birch, sweet birch. Like, they get big here sometimes like that when they get like that. Usually when you see them away from water, they don't really get this flaky, but this one's pretty flaky. The ones that get flaky are usually like paper birches and white birches and yellow birches, but that might even be a yellow birch now that I think about it. But I didn't think that the yellow birch had that same smell, but if it does, then yeah, you could chew on it. It's gonna do the same thing. But yeah, along the water, just to get back to that, you're gonna see things like there's another birch right there. You're gonna see things that love the water. Like even, let's see if we find, I mean, there's moss everywhere on the floor right here. But there's a maple, little maple seedlings. And we're gonna do an episode where we start identifying seedlings, but that's later. We need to work up to that one. We're gonna do some basics. The only thing that throws me off is this right here. This is a hemlock, and hemlocks usually don't like wet-ish areas. I mean, it's not like it's totally wet. There is a braided stream here, and it's in between them, but maybe at one point when this tree was young, it wasn't like that. So I believe it's actually starting to rain. Not yet. We still got some time. All right, but I'm gonna find a hemlock, and we're gonna go see this thing, and I'm gonna show you what they look like, because a lot of people call them pines. They think they're pines. I mean, everyone just calls trees that have needles on them pine trees, but that's never... Oh, you scared me, guy. Little froggy boy. It's not entirely the case, but where there's frogs also, let's get to that, snakes. So that's what we're gonna watch out for. So, yeah, they're definitely not pines. So, all right, here we go. This is hemlock. You see these leaves? Instead of like the pines, like I showed you in the last episode, or in the first episode, they're not long needles. They're very broad, flat. They're not spiky, and they usually grow on a flat plane. The only thing that you could really misidentify with this is a U. And a U, while the needles look sort of the same, they're longer for sure, they're spikier, and U's don't grow in trees like this usually. They're usually bushes, and you usually don't see them in the forest. Like, I don't think I've ever seen a U in the forest. Like, these are all these evergreens around here are hemlocks, but even just like going out places, I've just never seen a U in a forest. Usually in someone's front yard, because they have those nice red berries on them, and while they're technically edible berries, you should not eat them because the seed in the center is extremely poisonous. It is definitely starting to rain, so I'm going to close this up. These, as far as I'm aware, these hemlocks, and this one just for scientific name, Tsuga canadensis, they don't really have any edible value as far as I know, but they're a very shade-loving tree. So like you could tell that a forest is getting towards its later stages when you find these here, because they only grow and seed and start to come up in shade. And that's where we're at right now. We're at shade. And I mean, some of these are big, so we've had some shade here for a while, but the sad thing about them is they're dying out, because there is they get problems like this one called scale, and it's an insect that eats them. But the big problem is hemlock woolly adelgid, and it's a invasive bug that eats these plants, or that eats the hemlocks, sucks the sap from the hemlocks, and there's no natural predator to the hemlock woolly adelgid here because it's not from the United States. So it ends up killing bunches of trees. And when I worked as a tree doctor, I did a lot of jobs spraying insecticide on these trees that actually, like, you sprayed it on the trunk. So it wasn't like you were getting it everywhere. You applied it directly to the trunk. The tree absorbed it through the trunk, and it helped control the hemlock. So yeah, it's a fun story about hemlocks. But yeah, I think it did stop raining. It's like on and off, but I'm definitely going to get out of here before it gets too bad. So thank you guys for tuning in. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, leave them down below. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you for the next one. All right, friends, this one's actually a treat. And it's not normally this color, but this is sassafras. So, and I feel bad, I apologize, my guy. Yeah, it's not normally this color, it's just that way. Maybe something in the soil, but 3-prong leaf, looks like a dinosaur foot kind of thing. They also get mittens like that one, or they have normal leaves, but you smell this thing, and so I'm gonna keep you upright. Oh, has like a Fruit Loopy smell. And one, I like it because it's my favorite, one of my favorite trees to say, sassafras. Gotta do it. But then second off, just making sure my volume's on because I don't want to have to record this again. That plant they used to make root beer out of. So I mean, the FDA said that real root beer causes cancer in mice, does whatever. So they stopped using the real plant, but that was the real plant. So, oh yeah, it doesn't smell like root. Some people do get a root beer smell out of it, but I don't. But yeah, dig up them roots on those things, make a tea out of it, sassafras tea. It's really good. It's actually like extremely good. I don't think you get really much of a root beer like taste out of it, like I said, because they probably added a butt ton of sugar into the root beer like back in the day, even with the original sassafras. But yeah, that's it. It does have another use, which I'm not going to say because it involves seeing things that aren't really there, or maybe might be there. You never know, because that's just the way that cookie crumbles. But yeah, that's a different story for a different time. So a little bit of bonus content for you, and I'll probably actually develop a whole episode for that one too. Maybe cover the other psychedelic portion of it. But yeah, guys, peace out. Whoa. Oh yeah. Oh, walking on logs, doing nature things. Ready for whatever nature brings. It's not gonna be me falling in, but it might be me getting rained on. Whoa, and I almost fell in. Oh dear, don't want to do that. Steppity step, step, and hop. Oh yeah, we over.